Virgo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-July 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Virgo collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for the beautiful Virgo collective in mid-July? It is still Cancer season, my good friends. A beautiful time of year. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, and we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Virgo in mid-July. What's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's get it going here, my friends. We're going to get this card out nice and quick. We're going to have ourselves a good time today. We're going to have some fun. Cool. So we have this guardian angel type individual. Now, I know the image itself doesn't look too angelic, but it really is. I promise you that. And I just love this card when it comes to focus. It's also something about intention as well. So there's a lot of good energy with this card. I've seen it showing up for other signs in recent weeks, so I'm kind of happy you got it. And before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the July subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this. So we see this bald-headed individual with the angel wings looking down at that little baby in utero, right? And this has the Vitruvian man that seems to be tattooed on the head, which to me, there's a lot here. Now, first and foremost, whenever we see an angelic figure, I always jump immediately to spiritual protection. So whether it's God, spirit team, ancestors, people on the spirit side that are looking over us, right? That's the low-hanging energy here, and that's what it is. I feel like it's pretty good. So for a lot of Virgos, you might be insulated from the spirit side, and your communication to spirit might be really important, even if you're not really that big on it. It's like, oh, well, even if you're not big on it, we're still here anyway, which is a nice thing. But what is this angel doing, right? He's like deadlock focused on this creation. This is a huge card of manifestation, creation, but also focused intention, right? Like you see, the Vitruvian man to me represents intelligent design, or design in one form or another. So to me, this reminds me of the King of Wands in the sense where it's like, okay, I need to stay focused on this, right? And energy goes where attention flows, or maybe that's backwards, but I think you get what I mean, where it's like if I'm focused on something, I'm sending energy at it. So for some of you, maybe there's something that needs a little more of your attention. Maybe there's something where spirit's like, hey, maybe you put that on the back burner for a minute, Virgo. So it's not bad. It's great for creation. Just watch out for wasted focus or things that could be distracting, because that's a downside to this card, and I've been seeing it in other earth signs this week. Like, watch out for distractions. But we're just going to put him down right there. We're going to get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for my lovely Virgo friends. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So it was titled An Unfinished Situation. It seemed to turn out pretty well, though. I didn't feel like you're going to figure out all your unfinished business at once, but it felt prominent for one reason or another, like tying up loose ends, maybe getting assistance or help with like closing the chapter on something for a portion of you. So just again, watch out, especially since that energy could bleed over for a couple weeks. There might be some unfinished business lingering, but we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we're going to be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for our beautiful Virgo friends. What do we have? Thank you. Cool. Interesting. Lots of people beginning to show. These 2 cards came out together. We have our good friend, the Emperor himself. Nice. And right next to the Emperor, we got the Queen of Cups. So we've got some people here, Virgo. I mean, that might be a good thing. Let's get one more here, and we'll start piecing it together. So what do we got for Virgo, please? Okay, what do we got for our friends? Good. All right, so we're going to have a bonus here. Like right on the back end, we have the 2 of Swords, which I feel neutral about it at the moment, where it's like, all right, this is like a 50-50. It could go this way or it could go that way. And then right back here, we do have the World. which I don't necessarily think is a bad thing, and I'll explain why. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, you know me, I always love to look at the elements. I feel like it frames the reading, gives us a good foundation. There's a pretty even mix here, which I like. I always say when there's too much of one element, it could get lopsided. But you got fire, water, air. Cool. Now, this is just fixed major arcana energy, so we're not going to worry about that. But when it comes to fire with the Emperor, that's a realm of action. So whether it's actions you take, the actions other people take, actions you want to take, I would say it's high vibrational frequency, which could be good. Fire can also deal with health and wellness or energy levels. Now, the only downside when it comes to fire is that there's an unpredictability to it. It's hard to contain and it can be explosive. So we'll watch out for that. In the center, we have the water, much more soft, right? It's a very sentimental type of energy. Now, when it comes to water, that's matters of the heart, that's internal. So, things, people, situations, connections that we're emotionally invested in. So, that, again, that could be a good thing, right? Like it's something that we actually care about. It's also very creative and intuitive and sensitive to energy. So, I love it for the arts or any sort of creation. The only downside to the water is it's just like the tides. It could be very up and down, ebb and flow, and sometimes it could overwhelm. Then here on the back end, we have the air. So air is logic. It's pragmatic, it's straightforward to the point. It deals with strategy and planning. It deals with facts, like the facts of the matter. So again, we have the intuition, but then we have the facts, and these two do seem to balance each other off, right? I like it because it's about giving or receiving information. So like there could be a lot of things that are making you very curious, diving down rabbit holes and stuff like that. The only downside to this is that it could sometimes overthink, it could sometimes overanalyze, and air can absolutely be a little cold and detached. So you see what I mean? We have like a mixture of different things. So these could be different situations or all one thing. But let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we're starting with the Emperor. And I will just say this before I get into the single aspects. We have the Emperor, we have the Queen of Cups, two different people. Then we also have a two, which represents partnership. So it does seem for a lot of Virgos, other people's energies are showing up prominent. Now, when it comes to the Emperor, that's Aries energy. Some people also link it to Taurus. And I like the Emperor. It's the divine masculine counterpart of the Empress. So he does get a bit of a bad reputation in some circles, but I like it. I always say the Emperor is the king of kings. This is big boss energy. This is an energy of taking the reins, taking control. I got this. This is my show and I'm going to run it. So I like it, especially if you're stepping into that emperor type of energy. Now, of course, this could also represent authority figures, people in positions of authority like bosses and CEOs, stuff like that. Like someone that calls the shots. It could also represent patriarchal figures as well. It could be good because it's an energy that says I'm steering this ship, this is where I'm going, this is the plan, and we're going to execute. So I like it. Could be strategic too. The downside to the Emperor is that sometimes it could be an energy that micromanages a little bit, right? Like it's an energy that could be a little too controlling, my way or the highway. So watch out for power struggles in this time. So we would do want to look into this Emperor a little further. Now moving to the middle, as we get this Emperor tucked right back in here by the amethyst, we have a much softer, flowy type of vibe. We have the beautiful Queen of Cups herself. Now, this could be a water sign you're connected to. So, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. It doesn't have to be gender specific, any of this. But the Queen of Cups, as with all queens, represents the internal aspect of her suit. And we just spoke about the water. So she is like a double dose of emotion whenever we see the Queen of Cups. Now, the good things about her, the creativity, it's very nurturing. This is like a motherly, caring type of energy. So we like her. So it does balance off this Emperor energy pretty damn good, in my opinion. Right? Like these energies, it's like up, down, the ebb and flow, the black, the white, masculine, feminine. There seems to be a balancing act happening here, which I do like. Um, Queen of Cups can absolutely represent love, things we care about, or just someone's emotional state. Now, what might be the downside of such a beautiful card? Sometimes the Queen of Cups can suppress, where it's like, oh, there's this thing I feel, but I don't want to feel this. Or there's this thing I want to say, maybe I shouldn't say it. This energy could second guess itself and it could suppress. And at some point, that energy does come bubbling out. So that's something to watch out for. Now, here on the back end, we have the Two of Swords. It's okay. Now, in the classic sense, a lot of people say, oh, the Two of Swords, that represents confusion and indecision. And that is true. But I don't think it just ends there. To me, the Two of Swords, as with all twos, it represent partnerships, decisions, choices, being at a crossroads. But the fact that this person's hoodwinked It's nighttime. There's the moon. There is this air of the unknown, right? Like, I don't want to call it secrecy, but it could be surprising, unexpected type of energy where something just pops up, whether it's a situation, whether it's a person. We're just going to have to see. And I think this could be a very big key to the whole entire reading. And listen, the unknown isn't necessarily bad, so I wouldn't assume it is just yet. We need to see what's happening. Now, for our bonus, we do have the world. And although the world can represent the close of a cycle, it can represent endings, to me, it's not like the Ten of Swords where it's not painful. It's like, all right, I'm closing one chapter and opening a new one. So this card to me is like turning over a new leaf. It's highly spiritual. It's an angelic card. It's a karmic card, and it can represent cycles. So we're going to see how it plays into when we start clarifying it. But it's powerful energy. And sometimes it's like, okay, I am where I need to be, or I am on track. So I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for you. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Emperor himself. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Virgo, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, why is the Emperor here? Why is the Emperor here? Okay. So we have the star in reverse underneath this. I don't know why this energy feels a little deflated or deflating here for some reason. Now, again, a lot of other people's energy. So if you are sensitive to the energy of others, if you're one of those Virgos that are really tapped in like that, watch out for that, because you might be taking on the energy of those around you. Now, the star is Aquarius energy. Usually in the upright, it's wins, it's victories, it's wish fulfillment. It also represents long-term, big picture thinking. So when I see it in reverse, I do get one rough message, but I also get a really positive, practical one too. Now, with the Emperor, remember, he's the big boss, King of Kings. When I see him with the star in reverse, it's like, no, you need to plan for the short term. You need to plan for the now. There could be something, a situation, or an action that it feels urgent, where it's like, no, you need to handle this. You need to handle this right now. You need to get on top of this. So again, I'm not saying you're not. Maybe you're urging someone else to do that, but that's also where the energy turns, because I feel like there's a lot of pressure behind it. So whether this is coming from the outside or whether it's coming from internal, there's like this urgency where it's like, I need to do this now. I need to act now. I need to handle business right now. I can't wait, can't wait. Right? Because sometimes with the star in the upright, I'm like, okay, we're talking about big picture. We're talking like years down the line. In reverse under the Emperor, it's like, now. I need it now. So watch out for like people rushing you, pressuring you. Or again, maybe this is a good advice. Maybe you are doing that and marking stuff off the list where it's like, no, I can't delay this anymore. There's a certain sense of urgency here. So we're going to keep going. Now, if you're one of those people, you don't work well with deadlines, or if you're one of those people where you don't like to be pressured or told what to do, this could be a warning for sure. So we're going to keep going. Yeah, because if you don't respond well to that, I don't know why. Like, it just feels like pressure, pressure, pressure. We're going to keep going. We're going to see, maybe it lightens up as we move along. Let's see what the Queen of Cups has. Let's see. So why is the Queen of Cups here? Good. Three of Pentacles. All right, now this energy like recruits assistance or gets help. I think I saw something like that last week. So we have the Three of Pentacles underneath the Queen of Cups. It's like, okay, I need to call in reinforcements here. Okay, for any of you going through like work, business, money related things, I do like this energy here, especially with the Three of Pentacles, because it is an energy of teamwork makes the dream work, right? Where it's like, okay, I need help. Like, I have this energy pressuring me. I know I need to get this done, but I need help to get this done. So I do feel like there could be like a very urgent type of situation that I'm picking up here, or there's, I don't want to call it drastic, but it feels like there's an importance to it. It's important, it's urgent. We need to handle business and we need to get on top of it now. So if there's anything, it's funny, we had the unfinished business last week, and now we have this certain sense of urgency. If you're clearing away any unfinished business, this ties in perfectly. Now, the Three of Cups, I already mentioned, teamwork makes the dream work. And again, this is another energy of other people. So hopefully you're not dealing with too many situations where there are too many people involved, too many moving parts, where it's like, hey, if I had it my way, I would have already had this done, but I got to wait on this and I got to wait on that person. It feels like there could be some red tape. So watch out for that too, where it's like procedural, red tape. It's like if it was my show to run, it would already be finished. So that's really unique. I don't normally get this sense of urgency in the Virgo readings, right? We're going to keep going. We're going to see what's up. But there is help, there is assistance, and I do like it. But that's how it feels to me in the center. It's like I'm calling in reinforcements, if that makes sense. We're going to see what's up with the Two of Swords. So, yeah, we do have this urgent or important type of situation showing up here. So, why is the Two of Swords in the mix? And we'll do our recap before we get into the shadow. So, why is that Two of Swords here? Justice. Cool. Cool. All right, so Lady Justice, that's Libra energy. I like it. It's usually balanced. This energy, I hope it's not the procedural energy I was picking up too. Because the thing with Lady Justice, she can represent legality. She can represent contracts, things that we're putting our signature on. So in this time, watch what you sign, watch what you would agree to. If you do have any contract, legal things, make sure you get a second set of eyes on them, especially with this energy here on the back end. But Lady Justice normally makes the right move at the right time, right? It's fair, it's balanced. Now, sometimes where people are having like a disagreement and there's like someone in the middle that's like an arbitrator, or it's like, this person doesn't agree with that person. So someone comes in and, middlemans the whole thing. Like that's what I'm picking up here too. So I know this is getting hyper specific for a general reading. I'm not sure if someone's calling you in to get your opinion or your call, or maybe you're calling someone else in like, hey, what would you do? I don't know. There's certain energy here about advice, but I will say this: I do like it, right? Justice in the upright with the Two of Swords. It's like, all right, well, even if you don't have all the answers, even if you don't know which way it's going to go, even though I said it feels like it could be a 50-50 thing, I like the end result. So that's a good thing. It could be something that pays off in the end, which is good. Also, Lady Justice is karmic. So when I see her with the Two of Swords, it's like, the universe is balancing the scales. I am a big believer personally in like divine timing or things unfolding how they need to unfold. So when I see this combination, it's like, all right, well, even if we don't see it unfolding, even if it seems like not much is happening, there really is. It's like all the pieces are falling into place. So I think that's good. But yeah, I would watch out with any legalities, contract things, and there's just something here about someone being a middleman or arbitrator. That's so specific. All right, let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow. But if you kindly look in the box, there is a sense of urgency from the start, which kind of makes sense with what we saw last week. Position number one, we have the Emperor with the star in reverse. It's like, now, I need this right now. I need this done immediately. So whether that's an urgency you're feeling or whether that's from the outside, it's like, I can't kick the can down the road. This needs to get done. So there is a pressure or an urgency right here in the front. For some of you, that's a good thing. For some of you, not so much, depending on how you respond to energy like that. In the center, we have the Queen of Cups with the Three of Pentacles in the upright, someone calling in reinforcements or getting help, getting support. I do like it. There is just a lot of people involved or a lot of energies that could be working with you or just affecting you. We could say that. But I would say, yes, there is a situation that's either urgent or important. I'm not even going to call it serious. It just feels like it's at the top of my priority list, and we need to get this done. We can't delay it. On the back end, Two of Swords, Lady Justice in the upright. Yes, watch out for any legalities, putting your signature on anything. Make sure you read everything twice and maybe get a second set of eyes on it. But for another portion of you, this could also be like a middleman type of energy. So I'm not sure if you're being called in or it's like an arbitrator or like a third party type of thing. So just watch out for that. But please take a screenshot if you want to look into that further. Let's see what's in the shadows. And yes, I always like to pull a shadow card here at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you on. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel. I have much love for all my channel members. All right, let's get this going here. What do we got for Virgo? What do we got? Thank you. Cool. Eight of Swords, and this ties into that urgency. Now, the Eight of Swords can sometimes be an energy that feels like it's between a rock and a hard place, or it feels like it's trapped. Now, the good thing about this energy is that it moves quickly. So like it's not an energy like the devil where it lingers and it lingers and it lingers. The Eight of Swords is more of like a flare up. I would say in this time, watch out for overthinking, overanalyzing, right? Like that could be a big thing when this card shows up here. But Will say this: whatever energy that we're picking up with the sense of urgency, when this shows up, since it is very fast moving, there could be something that pops up where it's like sooner rather than later, because of this even reinforces that. So we're just going to put that Eight of Swords down right there, my good friends. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The July subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, or you'd like to have a chat with me, you can book a personal session with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The July calendar is up and spots go quick, so you might want to check that out. But for the July subscriber surprise, doing another winner's choice, I will choose 3 lucky winners to either choose a copy of the Gilded Tarot Royale, which is one of my favorite decks of all time. It's a must have, or a handmade pendant from my website, mastermetaphysics.com. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the cards that showed up in today's reading, which one spoke to you the most, or jumped out to you the most, or resonated with you. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my posts tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.